subculture is on the culture of straight edge people. Basically, let's see. So what straight edge is pretty much a subculture that started in the 80s. It was pioneered. Basically, it's a subculture from hardcore punk followers who don't use alcohol, tobacco, or even smoking, or some don't even use caffeine. And basically, it was a counter culture towards the punk scene, because in the punk scene, a lot of people, they would use drugs, and a lot of people started to die at that time. So, like people like Sex Pistols bassist, he overdosed, and then so basically they were seeing a lot of their fellow bandmates die, and basically they wanted to change that, so they decided. The history about it is that straight edge emerged in Washington D.C. As a response to pretty much the lifestyle of the punk scene. They're always doing drugs, and they're always sleeping with random women, and some of them, they started a hardcore band called Minor Threat. Pretty much started it. They wrote a song called Straight Edge, and their lyrics say, "I don't drink, I don't smoke." I didn't pick that up. I don't fuck, whatever. At least I can fucking think. So that basically, people pretty much coined that song, and they started to use that as their culture, which is now straight edge. And these people, they were very political. A lot of them were anarchists and against the government. So then, their beliefs and way of life. Not everyone's the same. Like some of them, they don't believe in having sex with people just because. They believe that relationships should be meaningful, and that they're very anti-consumerism and very against the culture of people using other people. So a lot of them are really against just having meaningless sex, and a lot of them, one thing they all have in common is that they all refrain from drugs and alcohol, and this is like a lifelong thing. So once they decide to commit to the lifestyle, it's usually a lifelong thing they have. Let's see, a lot of them are very it's called political. A lot of them end up becoming vegans, and are usually very progressive, and they like to go out and protest for animal rights. But not all of them do. But and then even within the straight edge community, there's like the more extreme community, where a lot of them, they kind of become like a gang, and the government classifies them as a gang because they believe in and not just sitting back and allowing the government and people to abuse people and abuse animals. And then some have even gone to jail for the straight edge life by bombing meat coal factories, and pretty much bombing or hurting anyone that doesn't believe in the ways. So they see people drinking, they would like punch them, and then so a lot of them have really it's called violent attitude towards drugs. And another common feature with straight edge people is they draw an X under their palms, because that started off as at clubs or bars. That means that you're underage. So this is something they were proud of, because they were proud that that they could resist the temptation of drugs and alcohol. So it's something they wear a lot. It's an X. This is where I got most information.
All right, thank you.